Alright then, let's get started, shall we? So I was looking around why electricity is not on. I've explained it in the chat already, but yeah, apparently you need to let the game run a little bit before the electricity is actually going around again. And lovely, we started with a fire right away. Excellent. Okay, so that power transformer. Luckily the fire station is really close, so that shouldn't really be an issue. But let's unpause. So over here we basically won't be able to do much because this place doesn't have the... Actually no, the boss is currently trying to get workers, but I'm not entirely sure if he'll actually manage that or not. And then over here we don't really have any workers available yet. Right, well that got sorted out with a minimap there. We're currently getting the Big Ukraine City Hall here. I decided to name this town just Big Ukraine because that's what we've been calling it anyway. Went back into the Stone Age, boys. Stop breathing, Igor. It will work, trust me. Exactly. So we do have the power plant over here, but of course we don't have enough workers around here yet. Actually, speaking of population, we've got 600 adults with their parents, and it is growing slowly. So how about, I guess Rommelkrat might have a little bit extra, about 100. Take one of these and send like another 100 workers out, not that far, over here somewhere. That should do it. But that should increase the population over here to about... well, it's probably more than 1,000 now. There's a couple of houses that are completely full. But yes, last year we did 35 million in exports, which is bloody amazing. This year we've already done 15 million, so we might actually... well, I don't think we'll beat that record this year, but we'll get pretty high anyway. Although we do have a 3 million in here, so I might actually send this one out. And then we are unloading some food here, and I believe we are trying to bring in some mechanical components down here at some point as well. Not sure if the truck is down here yet, but we did set up a couple trucks that would be doing it. Although this warehouse is for the most part rather full. So there may be some problems with that, but I suppose... hold on. That's one of the trucks. No, that's going for refuel, and that's one of the crop trucks, actually. Okay, I know which office I'd set up for that, actually. Do I? No, it should be this, and both of the... all three of the trucks are on the road right now. They're basically taking the components from here and taking to the old town, so to speak. The oil is still piling up. We did set up the chemical plant over here, or multiple chemical plants over here, but we have not gotten 2 of them constructed, partially because this was not even connected to a road, because I was waiting that road to be completed. Right, so we'll start working on that one. And that bus stop should be within reach to get all of these. If not, then we can always just get a footpath down here. And... actually... it's a bit steep there, but if we go down there and then take a shortcut over there, you can connect to that side. That should work. Alright then. So over here I still reckon we have not got any of the workers in there, so only thing that they can reliably build is the roads. We have a pub over there, we have the shop over here already. It is not connected to any of the logistical networks, to be fair. We'll be able to have quite a bit of housing over here, which will be mostly feeding some of the industries over here. Or maybe even the chemical plants down here, because these are going to be too far away for the harbor itself. Oh, lovely, another fire. It was only 2 weeks since the previous one. Oh, Rommelkrat. Okay, there's one of the fire trucks. Do we not have more than one? No, we do have 2. At least one of them got there, but there was multiple people that injured. We got injured. Oh well. As long as not too many people die. Apparently no one died. Huzzah. Right, so Roman crowd has still 80 adults living with their parents. Let's have a look at Proud of. They got 300. Okay. Take this one. And transfer some to big Ukraine once again. Yep, 24 million. On Monday we got like from 2 million to 20 million in like relatively quickly. Like we did in the previous year, we did a profit of 15.5 million, which is bloody insane. And this year we've already made 4.8 million. So yes. Oh, and we got this one. Now there's not enough workers here yet. There's a few places that can actually reach here. Or a few of the houses there, but not enough by the looks of it. Although, actually, there are ways for us to cut down the distance a little bit. Around there, maybe. And we do have a bus platform over here. Oh, and is that... This is not connected to any of those. Now, there are ways to potentially do that. Now, technically, if need be, we can set up a footpath down here to connect it, for example, over there. That should lower the distance. It might be enough to reach the university and the fire station over here. Because we don't have anyone working at the fire station yet. No, footpath cannot go over the rails. The roads are the only one. We tried that in Pravdov. Alas, it was a failure of that experiment. Because we are working on the roads down here. Oh, right, and we have this harbor over here for loading grain. And it does have 4 grain storages in here, which are connected to 2 road cargo stations. Which should be good. We can have a lot of grain being loaded in from here, and which will then, of course, be transported all the way to down there, which is a bit of a long trip. Not gonna deny. And this is basically the industrial area over here. I might have to set up some distribution offices down here. But I can't do that quite yet. Oh, I could, but I don't want to do that quite yet. I want to have the road there first. I mean, I do wish that they would add in a footpath like an underpass or overpass that you could go over railways and such. Unfortunately, it's at least not yet an option. And unfortunately, they do not have the capacity to go like to a train platform and then just going over that. Which would also be handy, but alas, not an option. But yeah, the roads are coming quite nicely. We did get the roads down here, at least to a certain degree. We have actually started working on a lot of the roads down here. I did have this road over here, just in case you have like a alternative road. I never continued it further than that. Oh, we got the gas station. Okay then, do we have more systems, or rather, is, which place? This one. Okay, we could probably use some more systems in there, so how about we build some? Got a lot of vehicles waiting here. Actually, we got a lot of vehicles there. Right, so we'll pull some cisterns, and we're gonna maybe go back to Covered Hall, and if there's nothing in the queue, it will just keep on building the last one. Which reminds me, let's select these two. And send them to be transporting the mechanical components, which reminds me, did we actually get any in there? I don't think so. No components there. Alright, well, what I'm gonna do in that case is I'm gonna set up that warehouse to be like 90%. We're gonna increase that to 40%, and by that I mean oh, that's proper. This warehouse, which does have quite a bit of components now, which is good if we need to rebuild something also for build some more conveyor belts, for example, and such. Right, so we got plenty of coal here. We do have 2 ships taking the coal from there, which are just going to be used in the steel production for the most part. And we have actually quite a bit of coal in here, and then we got 1700 tons there, then we got 2 ships here, so yeah, that's another 1100 tons. Now, to be fair, though, those coal are also being used in here, these 2, but they don't have workers yet, so it doesn't really matter too much. And speaking of workers, there's none available there. There are still plenty of workers around here in various places. Question is, are they actually sending in the stuff? You have coal for all the baskets. Yeah. I suppose you could say that. Right, the groundworks definitely needs to be assigned here. Wait, why is the groundworks not assigned to... Oh, hold on a minute. Which one is the ground? That's the workers? This is the ground. No, you should be set up to there, but... okay, you got a couple footpaths there. Might explain it. But yeah, I had to build some of these footpaths to get things working the way they need to. Now, to be fair, we don't have the loading of food or anything like that being brought in here yet. But I'm sure that we'll get that eventually. Do we have... No, not enough workers over here either. Game. Right, so over here we got this train station set up already. Right, and what about... Okay, so over here, that... Oh, right, that's the substation. Which they can't start on quite yet because... Oh, we actually had some workers here. I did not realize that. And over there. Okay. Fine by me. Right, so we got the livestock farms over here. Unfortunately, they won't be able to provide enough livestock to keep the slaughterhouse working full speed. But it will be enough to keep it working. And if I remember correctly, it's going to be 7.5 tons of meat per day. Which actually, I'm not entirely sure. Well, that is if we can keep it working full speed, that is. But, let's actually have a look. Consumption this year. Actually, let's have a look at last year. Citizen facility consumption. So it's 1,000 tons of meat in a year. It's probably going to be something like 1,200 once we get all of that working. So 1,200. Let's actually take a calculator out and calculate that. We should be able to meet the demand for that. Or rather, let's go 7.5 times 365. So we'd be able to 2,700 tons of meat from that per year, more or less. I mean, it's probably not going to be quite that much, but it's in the vicinity. So that would be more than enough for our needs for a long while. And if need be, we can set up a more livestock farm somewhere around here and just then use trucks to bring in the livestock into the range here. Which actually, I can store quite a bit of livestock there. I think you are trying to take workers to a... Oh, yeah. Oh, right, so that bus stop has been completed already. Still not done with the footpaths here. Most of them have not been even assigned to anyone, which is a minor issue. Right then, so how are we doing over here, other than the fact that no one's working, but... Yeah, there's not much I can do about that. I mean, I can use money to get some workers over here, which would help setting up things. For example... I suppose if we build this one, it does have power. Then if we were to build some of the houses over here, we'd need to get the footpath connections as well, at least to the main places. 300,000, but we got quite a bit of money. On the other hand, if we were to just build some of the footpath connections first, and do this road over here, or footpath, I suppose. That connects a few places. Then if we get this one opened up, we should be able to start bringing in stuff. Oh, last chance to buy the Chav B13. Well, we've been producing the B14s quite a bit. Right, so we got a couple fire trucks over here. Actually, I'm gonna send a couple to Rommelkrad, I think. I know that we got some over there already, but we always have more. Right, so we didn't get the cisterns produced quite yet. No. Oh, actually, we did one. I'm gonna send this one over there. But they're probably gonna need quite a few, and I will set up... Hold on, where's the gas stations? Right, so is that one's not assigned yet? I'll assign that. It depends. Sometimes there's a bit more, sometimes a bit less. It's not quite constant all the time, but a lot of the time nonetheless. Right, so that was assigned. Is there another gas station around here somewhere, or... I don't know, it doesn't look like it. Although there is one down here, isn't it? Right, well we'll keep it rather busy for a while. Now then, how are we doing in the export section? The wrong section of the island there, but... oh, we got 3 million in one of these ships. Probably going to be leaving soon. At least I imagine. You know what, I'm going to keep that open and see how full it's going to be. Also, do we have bitumen to export over here? No, we do not. At least not over there. What about over here? We'd have to check. We've got fuel to export. Not bitumen, though. Right, so how about I delete that stop. Delete that stop. Yes, you do need to go out in there, actually, yes. And then you can go and export the fuel. The ship has not left yet. Do we have... We do have some crops there, so we don't need to send the crop ship out quite yet. Mostly waiting to see how full... Yeah, it's that ship. Already 3.3 million, which is not bad. I think we'll reach at least 3.5 million. Oh, we got on some mechanical components here. Oh my. Well, that would increase the export value and some electronics as well. Okay, yeah, sure. That reminds me. Do we have... No, we have nothing in the warehouse right now. We have a fair bit of stuff in here, though. But pretty much whatever we bring in here is going to be used immediately. When you're receiving your part of benefits, comrade. We'll see about it. Okay, so, well, at least that's dealt with quickly. Just gonna keep that open in the meanwhile. Right, so we're still waiting some resources over here, but looks like a little bit of steel. Benefits are always at the party's disposal to be used for good of the Republic, indeed. Do we still not? No, no workers available there. I mean, basically the services take a decent chunk of the workers currently in this city. And the rest of those are, well, I wouldn't say stuck, but at the construction sites. There's already 3.5 million on that ship, not bad at all. After road construction over here, we have connected to a lot of the, well, at least some of the farms here, especially the bigger ones. We have, no, actually we did the gravel portion there. Rather recently, I might add. Okay, 3.6 million, and now it's leaving. Okay, so 3.6 million in one ship, that's not too bad. How's the rail construction going on in here? They've actually not done much about that. We have all gravel there. I've done. Oh, what's building on this side? So let's have a look. Where have we reached so far? Oh, right, that's the diamond. Gotten that far, and over here is this bit of rail that we are constructing. I see. But yeah, we're getting pretty far with the rail network. On this far, so we are almost 2 lines connecting to that. Probably set that one to the here, so connect there. Any other things that we need to connect? Actually, I know that there's one place that we probably have not connected yet. No, actually we have. Never mind then. The pass myself was much smarter than I thought it would be. Hold on, so with this... Technically you should be assigned to the house there. I suppose I can make that manually happen. Have trains by the year 2000. Maybe, maybe. I mean, as soon as we get this place working or populated sufficiently enough. Oh, and we've gone past the 36,000 mark already, and we have 1,000 adultly with their parents. Okay, where are they? There's 400 around there. I guess the garage has a decent bit. 500, okay. Take a couple houses over here, and maybe one over there. Transfer some people over. Then from here, maybe to that place. Don't put computers and Paul. Yeah, there might be some problems with that. There's 26 million right now, not bad. Right, I'm pretty sure that... Oh, without power supply. Oh no, where's the problem then? Is it on a substation? It could be a substation problem. Yeah, too many connections there. Do we not have extra connections? Got one over here. Because a problem might be this thing then. Oh, it's without power supply there. So that's out of power supply, so how far does it go? That's without power supply, according to this at least. Does it go all the way back? That's the wrong town. Oh, this is working fairly well, but... And that is working fairly well. Okay, let's follow the line here to see where the problem... Oh, so it already hits the problem here. Okay. That's not good. I mean, the power line should be able to provide enough power through that. And we do produce quite a bit of power here. It's not really about that, but we may need to get the power plant here up and running sooner rather than later. Problem is we don't have people here too much. It's clearly some big factory that is taking, or something like that. Oh, actually, one thing that it could be is the pumping harbor. No, it's not the pumping harbor. It was kind of going in cycles, so I figured that it might be something like that. But yeah, there's probably some sort of industry that's taking majority of the power. Is why we really need to get the workers down here. I mean, more and more of the houses have been completed, at least. Let's just buy asphalt paver D150. There's a lot of footpaths over here that still need to be completed. But not so many in the construction department. Like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and there's a couple more over there, but these have not been connected to anything, actually. That's my mistake. You know what, if I do that, can I get connection to the center? Nope. Okay, we have a problem. Now, there are ways to go around that. Guessing... Can I connect you? Okay, those work, and then I can have a connection over here and there. Right, the question is, do I connect... Well, I suppose I could connect there. And then from here I can go across the road there and connect to that one. Provide some extra connections. Yeah, that would be handy, actually. There might be something like that. Or not necessarily. Okay, so we can see that these have 0 volts for some reason. See, so that has 0 volts. Does it go... Would it be the... Oh! Yeah, that's taking quite a bit. On the other hand, in terms of watts, not so much. So through here is not going all that much. Most of that is going down there. Actually, these main power lines over here seem to be taking surprisingly little electricity through them. Interesting. There's the... Okay, so that's taking stuff every now and then. We have another cistern over here that we could send to the office there. Right, so... Okay, so there is stable. Now it's stable over here. Oh, and building is on fire. Big clinic on... Oh no, oh no. Well, technically this should be within reach still. Right? Oh no. Oh no. Is there anyone... Oh, and an autosave. Brilliant. Okay, well, there are a couple of ways to fix this. I can make the footpath connections with cash. Let me actually close that one. Making these should allow us to get workers down here immediately. We have the vehicles in there. It doesn't matter getting the people. Not born yet, will be in danger indeed. Okay, we got some workers in there, just no power supply, but is there should be some trucks going in there already. Oh yeah, there we are. Okay, well, that was saved. And no one died. Okay then. I'll take it. Right, so over here we were going to place some construction offices, which hopefully will allow us to do the constructions down here without too much micromanaging. Okay, so what we said about the pyromaniacs, they're back. quite a few buses over here, but there's not a lot of places that they could be used right now. I have another covered hole here. I suppose I could send one over there. Although most of them are not in use right now, but there's going to be more trucks over there soon enough. Right, so they started working on that one. And they did get the road there, so they have technically started working on this one. Is there... no, there's no excavator coming this way. Get the groundworks in here. Okay, now there's an excavator heading this way. Good. Still got 26 million. How much do we have in the ships here? We've got another 4 million. I think I'm just going to send this one out already. Have a look at this year's income so far. Already at 21 million. Out of which mechanical components is actually less than 300,000 so far. But it'll be a bit more soon enough. Although not going to hit a million yet. We've got 7.6 million from steel. And quite a lot of alcohol, food and electronics. And also a lot from bitumen. That reminds me, how is the ship from here? Hold on, we got another tanker. Put you down there. We're building yet another tanker. After that, I think we may want to get another meteor, perhaps. And then maybe some river cargo ships. I mean, with the river cargo ships, what I could do is I could start bringing in mechanical components with a ship or something like that. The question is, which port should I bring them? That's always an option. Do we have a lot of workers here? Not really. Oh, because we're not taking workers in here. Well, that would explain it. Over here, on the other hand, on the bus stops, we do have plenty. Plenty of buses moving around as well. Oh, right, there's still some bits of road here that we never upgraded. Let's see, so that goes around there. If you want to upgrade this side a little bit around here, that is a possibility. There's some kind of a job that we forgot to do or complete. Right, so now that we got this, have we got on the? We have got on the groundwork completed. We're waiting for some prefab panels. I think I'll let them bring in here, and then I can use the foreign manpower to get some houses in here. I can bring in population. They do have a shop here already, which will be providing the food that they need and stuff like that. Do we have? Okay, we got a decent bit of fuel there. Yeah, once we get population here, we can then start taking the workers from this site instead. Perhaps, and yeah, because they won't be able to reach most of the workplaces on their own. They're going to reach the school, kindergarten, the house of culture, and the pub, and the warehouse. But most of the others they cannot reach yet, so that will mean that they'll then go over there, whatever is left over after the services taking their share of workers. Okay, so that is a possibility. I'll just wait a little bit for that one. Right, so we got the roads over here completed. We started working over here. Okay, so we do have at least workers over here. Temperature's a bit too low. Oh, right, yeah. That's mostly because... oh, actually, yeah, we're gonna need a... oh, right, that's a heating pump. So that's a heat exchanger, which can actually supply most of the... actually, it will be able to supply pretty much all of the northern half of big Ukraine. And even... there was the southern part, but it just... not connect... hold on a minute. Why can it connect to that one, but not that one? Or is it just because... oh, too many connections, but yeah, there's no one working over there, which is kind of hindering that. We do have a bus going already, which should be providing workers there, but just the workers from here are a bit too busy yet. But the more we get the work done over there, the easier it will get. Although now it is October. You know what? I'm just gonna speed things up a little bit. Technically, you would have said improvise loop to steal the fire station heating. Probably. Gonna get some of these houses constructed immediately, just so that they don't eat the workers. We got quite a bit of money, so we can afford this. Yeah, that should free up quite a bit of the workers, so we should have at least some workers here soon enough. And then we can get the power produced nearby. Okay, yes, there are some workers waiting there. And that bus is going to refuel? Or is that one of the worker... Oh, right, yeah, that's the construction office. Yeah, I could probably purchase an entire city. You're not wrong. Okay, there we go. This is gonna be the first people that will be working over in these two. Which should actually be just about enough to work both of these. Now, it will take some time to go back, but not too bad. Right, do we got some workers over here, just not quite enough. Good. We're about to get the first shift of workers. There we go. No longer issues with the power. And the heating should be fixed for the most part. Oh, yeah, it is actually connected to that. Just not linking it up, but yeah, oh, actually, no, it's not. For some reason. Going down a little bit. Alright then, that's an issue. Okay, well, we do have the pumping station here, so we could easily set up an, for example, heat exchanger somewhere around here. Let's do that. It does need a road connection. Because if we place it down here near this, it will place it a little bit different or distance so we can get the footpath connection to that. So the former unit is not an issue. True. Right, so we'll connect that. It doesn't need a footpath connection, but we can then connect this to the road over there and continue down this way. Now what we do need is the heat pipe. Let me use the big ones. Connect this one. I'll actually keep it somewhere around here, so there's enough room to build stuff over here, but room to have a footpath going near the edge of the road. There, we can probably get the... there we go. Not constructing that. They're going to need quite a bit of mechanical components, but right now it's not going to be an issue anymore. Because we've got quite a bit waiting here. Oh, 16 tons actually. There's not that huge amount, but we'll get plenty eventually. But yeah, with that, we can then make sure that everything over here in the southern half of big Ukraine essentially is going to be supplied. I mean, we can always set up one more down here somewhere. Because we do have a connection over there, although I'm not entirely sure how much can this... Oh, out of power again. Oh no, we do have power, but is that... That might be beyond reach of any of the... Oh yeah, it's beyond reach of any of the substations. Now, to be fair, we can draw some more connections from this one. There's still room for 2 more. Plus 1 for the harbour area. Or rather, to the northern harbour area. Okay, so I can see where the issue is. If that's not working, then nothing's working. Or rather, the heat is not spreading, rather. So we're gonna have to fix that. Get our substation down here somewhere. I'll actually... I'll also place it down here. Maybe on this side. It would actually alleviate some of the problems with the sub... Well, no. That already takes part of most of that. If we place it down here, in the other hand... Although, don't we already have one? We got one over there. Oh, but it's just outside of reach. If it was 10 meters to the east, it would actually hit. Okay, well, we need to be in a location where we can reach at least that one. You know what? Place it somewhere around here about. Maybe actually a little bit closer to there. And there's a reason for this. Because I want to draw this line relatively close to this area. Okay, let's... Oh, hold on a minute. Come on. Maybe we'll just go around here. Around the corner there. I think we can probably utilize that one. There we go. We're actually going to use the cash to build that one immediately. Then we can get the road connection down here. Right about there. Then we can set up some sort of house over here. Probably. You know, a small house. We can probably fit 2 there, quite frankly. But if we have a look at the residential here. So, this is the shorter one. Yes, they should easily fit in here. Right next to the bus stop. We'll place one there. And one there. Get a footpath across here. And this could even connect to that one. And then around here to connect to various other things. Right, so we'll start working on those. Should keep them rather busy for a while. Right, so now this should be working. Yes. Which means that we have heating. Slowly but surely. Except not in here. Not yet, anyway. But once we get that one completed, then there will be. So, for example, this one is within reach. Is there too many connections to it? Yeah, potentially. Capacity is only 400, so is this... It doesn't say how much it can... No, it does say that it's 300 cubic meters. So we may have a problem, eventually. Oh, there was fire at the dry dock. Well, luckily the fire station was nearby. And that ship is going to take a long while still. Also, I think I'm going to... Instead of you leeching all the fuel there, I'm just going to send you down there and eventually send you back once we know that there's enough fuel to export or bitumen. When was this? End of October. Okay, well that's been dealt with. We'll try coal fire. I suppose. And okay, we got plenty of workers here, but we also have a lot of buses coming through. Right, so do we have any extra workers down here yet? Other than, well, we have a little bit. We could probably get another bus working on the route that we currently have. Right, so you... Actually, no, I'm going to take a bit bigger one. What you are going to be doing, I'm going to have to send you down there first. Oh no, actually we had one over here already. Well, it's good to have a secondary bus in there. So what you can do, you take people there, drop workers over there. We don't have a bus stop over here yet, so you'll just go and do a stop over there. So you can drop some people working to these places as well. And launch. Eventually this side will probably be working on this area instead. But right now, this is how it's going to be. Okay, so where do you reach now? A lot further than before. Because we've got 4,000 people living in Big Ukraine already. That's actually not bad. Not bad at all. We got another 1,000 adults living with their parents. Okay, so I reckon that's probably... Some of them are in Romograd. Quite a few hundred actually. Let's just take another one of these and empty it. There we go, and now I can start filling up again. That should at least give us a little bit extra room there. We do have almost 11,000 people with university education and another 16,000 with basic education. And then 11,000 that have no education are mostly the babies and children. Right, so that should mean, okay, 4,500 population here now. Good. Yeah, I think today we'll reach at least the 40,000 mark. Oh, right, also, since there's now a lot of workers over there, that means that the office down here should be getting their workers, assuming that they can actually reach in here in time. Which may be a problem. Okay, let's have a look. Where is the bus right now? Running empty. Currently going to the platform, so let's have a look. Oh. Okay, well that was not really helping the speed here. Okay, there we go. I'm going to open that to make sure that it is filled up with people. It should be. Oh yeah, it is. And there's still plenty of left over. Now we'll see if this can actually... It's going for one of the footpaths. We'll see if it can reach there or not. I mean, it's still a bit of a long trip, so it might not be able to. But on the other hand, it might just be within reach. As soon as we get some of the construction there completed, we can then safely start bringing in some workers over there from other towns, which no doubt we have plenty available. Keep an eye on how things go here. Oh, there's the train. We go along that railway there, actually. And more or less, more or less. I think the 12-hour workdays are just for the kids. Like, the adults will take at least 20. Okay, so they did actually manage to... Oh, wow, that's actually going rather quickly there. There we go. And now it's going for another trip there. Good. We'll be getting some stuff from there. Oh, right, I should probably get a footpath connection down to that one. Right, there's a coal boat there. We have a look. Speaking of boats, how much do we have here at the... Oh, wow, another 3.4 million? No, 4.4 million. Right, so I'll send this one over to the... because it should be leaving soon anyway. So I don't have so much money that we could potentially buy some more ship blueprints. Which are expensive, but at the same time... Let's see, so... Oh, actually, we're going to buy the Frida. Yeah, buy that one. Now, what are we missing over here, the production? Nothing yet. Nothing yet. We may need to get some stuff. Oh, actually, we might be... Oh, we're missing components. Do we have any available here? Not really. Also because over here we may have chemical problems. Yes, that's almost completed. There's a bit more steel and components, and over here there's still plenty of things that are needed. Oh lovely, another fire. Ooh, 38,000 population, that's not bad. We've got 10,000 children and 7,500 babies. Yeah, nope, I think the average age has dropped. Oh well, I don't actually know how bad it was. Let's have a look at this year. Average age. It was like 28 at the start of the year. Or maybe 27. But it has dropped. Say 27.5. Yeah, it's dropped by about 2 years already. Well, not quite, but still. It's a good thing that the average age is dropping. Right, so actually let me... Once we get the meteor, I'm going to start building a Frida. Sure enough, it's going to cost a fortune to make. And the 28, almost 29,000 workdays. Okay, yeah. You know what? I'm gonna buy some electronics down here manually, or electro components rather. It does cost 500,000. At the same time, we can then get some of the construction here done. So the workforce is not fiddling in their thumbs there. We're going to send this one over to the vehicle depot there. And actually, there might be some other things that we could start sending that way. Because I know that we're going to need some of these construction vehicles, for example. Just going to start sending them. As soon as we get one construction office there, we can then start using a lot of these. I'm going to send one of the covered holes as well. And I suppose... we got a mixer, we got a... okay, a couple dumpers might not be a bad idea. Although I'm guessing we're about to hit the capacity over there. It can only have 8 vehicles. I think we'd be hitting 7 right now. Right, so we've done a little bit of work on the roads here. There's still some roads that need to be constructed. Oh, right, yeah, there was the smaller farms over here, I forgot. Now the question is actually, could we... let's start figuring out where we want the railway to go around here. A little bit distance over there, for example. And over here we can probably connect to that. And we'll set up a diamond down here. Basically the diamond and this section over here. So there's going to be lights down there probably. And here. And then here. So it's going to be a bit of a long area. But, you know, they can switch their rails wherever they need to. Can we actually get some curve here? Yes, we can. Go fairly close to the edge there, because this might give us some extra room to add in some more farms here. Right, let's have a look. Ball field. Yeah, we could place one over here, for example. Need to utilize the room that we have as much as possible. Well, not necessarily quite as much as possible, but a lot anyway. Okay, now I won't be able to fit one there if I want to have the gravel road go through here. Which I kind of do. Here we could get a connection through here. I just think it's a nice visual to have like gravel roads going around the farms. Not that the roads will ever be used most likely, but well, maybe some maintenance trips will be done through those or something. But it does kind of separate it from the regular areas. Right, so we've got the station over here. So we'll need to connect to that one. But also, we'll get a rail going through here still. For this one. Something like that. And then can we connect to there? Yes, we can. Not sure. Well, I suppose they could go around there and yeah. Okay, that works. Kind of. We may need to set up another bit of diamonds at the end here. Because the idea is that in between this area, it's going to be one-way direct or one-way traffic. Right, so where do we want to set up the last station? I think it's going to be somewhere around here, although we don't have the... oh, right, yeah, there's a bit uneven terrain here, so we can't really place it down yet. But rather have it somewhere nearby here at the center. And then we can load into the stuff directly there. Well, not directly, but indirectly anyway. We got another 1,000 adults living with their parents. Let's actually start building those roads. And we can probably set up the railway actually to be built as well. Okay, that would be 1.4 million. A little bit. Right, so do we actually have the heating in here? Yes, we do. Some people without jobs, but that's just how it is. Sure that they'll find some jobs eventually. Right, so how we got on the railway constructed all the way here. We never started constructing this side. I don't think we ever started working on the... yeah, no, we never started working on that one. We have got the rail all the way there. We still haven't completed this one. Do that with cash. Right, so... yeah, there's been some sort of pyromaniac running around because there's just fires every 2 weeks or so. Okay, so we got this ship here with another couple 100 tons of coal, and the other ship is just returning. Okay, that's good. Right, so how are we doing? Ooh. Okay, so we got the railway all the way here. It's about to go up the hill soon. Then we'll reach here. That's good. That's actually very good. Right then, so we've got 2 ships over there. We're building a 3rd tanker, which I'm not sure we'll be needing, but building it anyway. I mean, actually, we could send it back to the old pump harbor. It's not that big of a deal. Ooh, we don't have components there, and we don't have components here. We're missing chemicals. Oh no. Oh, we got a truck with chemicals going for the warehouse. I'm hoping it's this one. We take a lot of mechanical components from there. There's still enough to contract the electronics, of course, but... yeah, we got 1 ship waiting here. It's basically empty. And this is basically empty, so we may have a small problem in the future. But perhaps... where is the truck that's taking the electronics from here? Okay, so you're taking it to the warehouse here. Do we have the truck that is taking the... are you taking the stuff from here to... problem for future as a result. Technically correct. Okay, so it's not that one that is having the problem. It's gonna be one of the trucks down here, most likely. If there are any trucks in here right now. Not that one. Actually, no, there were no trucks in there right now. Is it this one then? No, this... we already checked this. It wasn't this one. Trying to find who is taking the extra electronics from there. I don't remember. So I guess the easiest way to check is this. Actually, is it this one? Nope. Was worth a shot, I suppose. There's one of the covered hull trucks visiting here that is the problem. Okay, so that's mechanical components for exports, that's good. More components. So you're one of the distribution office, food trucks. Unloading, so you're also one of the distribution offices. That's the mechanical components office. Okay, so I don't actually see the problem here right now. Let me actually check. It's not in there, is it? Is it a cargo station? Oh, yes, it is. Oh, but the storage percentage is 70%, so it's not actually that bad. There should be plenty to go on for a while. And I can even increase that to 80%. But basically, as soon as it's full enough, then they'll start exporting some of that. Okay, so it was one of the offices, but Because they probably don't have the stuff available right now. The question is, have we completed anything lately here, other than some footpaths maybe? On the other hand, footpaths are a majority of the things that we... Oh, that's actually been... No, we built that footpath ages ago with money. Well, I say ages ago, but some time ago. Earlier today. Hey, have we got on any... Oh, we got on the construction officers here. Good. Alright then, how about... Send you there. Send one of the covered holes there. Send you here. And a mixer. And you. Right, so now we just need to figure out... We can take the workers from there. And we take the gravel from there. We can take the components from there. We can take the bricks, steel, boards, concrete and asphalt. But we don't have open hole truck here yet. That's not a massive issue. We do want to get some more dumpers over there. Yeah, at least one of those. We may need to start producing some open holes actually. Get like 4, maybe a couple dumpers. Another one of those. Right, so that's going to keep the place busy for a little while. But this dumper is something that I wanted to move in. Down to that office. Hello, Average. How's it going? Okay, so we got 4,800 in Big Ukraine. That's good. They haven't actually started working on most of the... Oh, well, they have started working on the heat exchanger at least. Also, I have set up so that no one goes there. Good. Although, actually, I may need to set up the road connection down this side at some point. Just so that I can actually pick up people from here. There's yeah, that's a train platform. Alright then, yeah, I can connect it to there. Only at 21 million. We did have quite a bit more, but on the other hand, we did buy the production license for the breeder, so that does cover most of the expenditures that we've had. Well, yeah, the AI in Paradox games tends to be rather bad whenever it's fighting on your side. No, you see, serfs are tied to the land. Peasants are not. Or serfs are a type of a peasant that is tied to the land. So whoever owns the land owns the serfs. As peasants are not necessarily. Like, serfs are basically one step over, or one step better situation than slaves. But only one step. Of course, it depends what your definition of better is. Is it better for the ruler or better for the peasant? I think it's an important distinction. Right, so we have been exporting quite a bit of cement as well. We got... Actually, how much have we made of that? Or from that this year? Oh wow, 28 million, we did send another 3 million. I don't think we'll be hitting the 35 million. It is kind of slaves. But not quite slaves, like, there's a nuance difference there. Right, so anyway, this year, cement, we 200,000 out of cement. Not massive amount of profit, but it's still something to fill up the ships a little bit faster. So of the liquids we made 4 million. 10 million from steel. 1.5 from alcohol. 3.8 from food. 3.2 from electronics. And 1.4 from components. Actually, that's quite a bit of money. Yeah, it's like Alberto said, it's not a clear cut of one is always better than the other. Hydrate will do. Like, technically the Lord didn't own you, but they owned the land, and you were kind of tied to the land. So whoever took the land, then you were switched over. $1.4 million on that ship, not too bad, not too bad at all. How much do we have over here right now? We got enough of fuel to export, not fuel, bitumen to export. Right, so this road should be done. Well, they're going to do the gravel portion soon enough. I just need to hope that there's no fire on that substation yet. And this place needs a tiny bit more steel. Right, so we got... Oh, yeah, we got most of the silos over here already. We're trying to get the cargo station over there. We do have the distribution office here. Actually, we need to start filling up soon. And that reminds me, do we have a gas station somewhere around here? No. We should probably get one. We could maybe get one over here at the... Yeah, that actually wouldn't be a bad place to have one. But we'll probably want to have a little bit extra distance to the road itself, just so that if there's a lot of vehicles trying to refuel at the same time, it doesn't block all the logistics here. Right, so we have that going up, and have we actually managed to get anything in here yet? Not since we last checked. The bus is running full speed, but that's about it. And this really look like a ladder. So you're gonna go full insist. Fair enough. Okay, so that is going fairly well. We have not started working on the diamond over there. On the other hand, it's going to use some cash to build that. We do have 24 million, so we might as well utilize it every now and then. I'm guessing he has the giant trait. We are missing chemicals over there again. Oh, there are workers quite a bit in here, so that's not the issue. It's just they don't produce it fast enough. Yes, giant is one of the traits. So also dwarf is one, and then there's quite a few others. Right, so we've got 2 of the chemical plants over here already, basically ready for operation. We do need to get this one up. Actually, do we have a lot of workers here? We do have some. What I'm gonna do is... Hold on, we got this bus over here. What I'm gonna try to do is take workers from there to the stuff over there. To see if we can get there in time. I'm not entirely sure if it will. Right, so if we can get the... Oh, but we need to set up the auto purchase things. Have we got on all the... Yes, we have the pipelines already. So over here I already set up the auto purchase. I don't mind buying the crops and wood and gravel in here. I could deliver it manually, but it's just going to be less of a hassle if I do it automatically. Not that expensive. Right, and then what we need to do is I'm going to pause for a quick moment. So that is going to be one of your targets, and over there you are going to be loading chemicals and delivering wherever it needs to be delivered. Right, so the question is, how quickly can the bus reach across the... I believe it's that one, yeah. Okay, actually follow it. Keep an eye on... Like, the fact that the roads over here are not clear right now is a problem. Which does give the speed rather low. Now, to be fair, we do have a fair bit of vehicles that should be doing the maintenance stuff, but right now they haven't reached this far yet. Okay, now it starts. Oh, goddamn it, truck. Yeah, actually, one of these trucks... I mean, I'm gonna have to put more than one truck bringing workers here, but like one of these trucks can get enough workers to work 2 of those chemicals plants fully, and then one about halfway. I think we might actually get there in time, even during winter. Although now that I said that, probably the workers are going to be allowed soon enough. No, we actually got there. Huzzah! Now, of course, a lot of them are over here trying to work on this, which is currently lacking the steel. Actually, that reminds me, is this... that one is the office that is bringing the steel from this one. But if I put that to have storage of 10% at least, that leaves at least some steel over there for construction purposes. Actually, probably the better idea. Okay, so how are we doing? We could probably increase the workers over here a little bit, because we have been exporting quite a bit. Increase that to 50. Now, I presume we got quite a bit of workers over here waiting, and you have 360 adults living with their parents. So we could technically take another house over here and just empty it to Big Ukraine. Off you go. It might be a bit cold there. Okay, so there's no one over there yet, but that's fine. The pipeline over here is not quite yet done. What does it need? Less than a ton of steel. Alright then. No, you didn't really miss too much. And yes, I am finished. Right, okay. Yeah, we did move quite a bit of adults living with the parents now, so that should free up some of the housing situation. Have we got on any of the... we haven't completed that footpath at least. Actually, did we have more? We may have had some of this already beforehand. Okay, so over here we're basically waiting for the bus. Okay, well let me pour myself some water again. Hey Jazz, how's it going? Right, over here, we might actually want to move one of these mixers, for example, or something else from here for the time being to some other depot and get some a second box here. Hello Peter, how's it going? Do I need the rollers and all pavers here? I don't think I have any roads that I need to complete in here, so I'm gonna move those two away. Now, did we get a... well, we got some buses over here, but not necessarily the ones that we need. A couple more of those. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Right, over here, there's still a couple houses that need to be completed, although they don't have the footpath connections there, so they won't be taking the workforce away, so to speak. Now, to be fair, how's the construction... oh! Right. Need a bit more steel here, but we get the farm going. We might actually get that completed before... no, I don't think we'll be... on the other hand, how much would it cost? $500,000. Oh, right, there's some roads over here that have not been completed, but most of them have. Right, so last year... yeah, we still did about 5 million profit last year. Not too bad there. Oh no, that's on fire. Well, the truck should be able to reach the... through there, okay. Yep, they're there. Good. Right, so we still got plenty of delivery or distribution offices over here that basically have nothing in them. I should probably set up some more jobs for them, quite frankly. Now, to be fair, we do have... oh, right, yeah, I need to get some open holes over here into Big Ukraine. There we go. And the power plant is working well, the heating plant is working well, so I'm guessing there's... yeah, there could be a bit more coal over there. I believe this is the one that is delivering that, so it would be... pushing those both to... oh, no. There we go. Oh yeah, because that is... or has been on 30%. They will fill them up soon enough. How's the rail construction office? I know I just saw the train there going, but how many things are they working right now? There's 3 railways or railroad sections that they are working on. I suppose I could start on those. Probably even start on that one. They'll construct the bridge. And this one to get a little bit closer to the station there. We should be good in the long run. Once we get that one working, then we can technically... oh right, yeah, we were working on that road, and it's almost completed. But we can then utilize this for taking workforce all the way down to here. Which, to be fair, won't be able to reach a lot of places, actually. But it will be able to reach all the basic... well, mostly the electronics production, actually. Okay, so that is working. This is missing chemicals again. And do we have... and no one working there, but we do have the bus heading in again. Do we No, we don't have any chemicals there. And is this truck going for... Nope, that's one of the mechanical components. And that one... Okay, so this is being completed. So eventually we'll get the chemical plant up and then... Should be pretty good for the production. We do need to set up another bus taking the workers in here. So which stop is that? Oh, it doesn't even have power. Whoops. So that would be Rostelova. Do we have some buses over here, so I'm just gonna send you down there and I'm gonna give you the orders to go. We've got some fire trucks here. Got the roller, we got the... Okay, one more bus, refrigerator, mixer, rain. Right, currently getting some open holes. Now, the bus over here. I will set line. Oh, you're going to refuel. So it would be BQ crane. There, that one. Are you actually gonna go... You seem to be heading to the bus platform now. Alright, see you. That road is gonna... Hold on. Shouldn't this be also assigned to it? Technically. But it, for some reason, is not. Oh, and there's a lot of footpaths over here that need to be completed. Right, so we do have two... No, actually, we only got one bus here right now. We may want to get at least a second one. And... Horse Hall seems to be doing quite well. But actually, there's 100 people waiting outside. Okay, yeah, I don't think it can actually meet the demand quite as much as it needs to. Well, that's good to know. Right, I suppose I could potentially set up some smaller gym down here. Alright, that only takes footpath connections. So maybe around here then. Now, it won't be able to fit in a lot of people in there, but I don't think that's going to be a massive problem. And we did get that completed, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to connect this all the way there. That can be connected there, there we go. So now we have the train platform. Oh, and that's a lot of workers for the university, I guess. Or students for the university, in this case. But yeah, that's actually a good idea that we are actually utilizing this area a little bit. Right, so we got those here. Are you going for the... Oh, right, yeah, you... Oh, wow, 100 workers waiting there. Oh, okay. That's a bit more than I expected. Actually, is there... Oh, there's no one waiting there. Because no one is presumably close enough to it. Well, that seems to be the case. Although that might be fixed once... Oh no, Oh no, there is a footpath that has not been completed yet. Okay, well once they get that one done, it might be a little bit better. Possibly. I'm not going to guarantee that, of course, but might be. Do we have... We've got one bus over here. Which I'm actually going to send to Big Ukraine. I know that I'll get some use for it there eventually. Sitting at 26 million, which... Oh, actually, something that we probably need to do is send this one out. So I'm guessing, yeah, we ran out of crops ages ago. Let's actually have a look at last year's. How much? 40 million in imports. Crops is 5 million of that. So the meat and food are another 5 million. A little bit alcohol, plastics for 1.2 million, steel for 1.1, but that was mostly when we were completing a lot of the buildings at once. Then some electro components, and a little bit of fuel. The fuel actually gone down a little bit, but that's fine. But there is still some places that are automatically importing the fuel by the looks of it. Well, if that is... hold on. Oh, it's currently returning. Okay, that would explain why we have a bit of extra cash here. Yeah, we did a decent bit of exports there. 1.3 million. There's nothing... oh, right, that reminds me. Do we still have the technical services somewhere around here? No, we do not. We should probably set out that one sooner rather than later. Question is, where should we place it? I'm actually thinking about setting it down here. So, technical services. Can we... we need to rotate a tiny bit. I think we can make this happen. Yes. Build it there, then we need to actually get some vehicles over there. So we'll build at least 4 of these. Also, are we missing anything? No, work is going fine over there. Good. What about here? We are missing plastics, so we may need to buy some over here because we don't have the production quite as much as we need. Not yet, anyway. Not auto purchase. It's still 1/3 there to get that plastics, but it should last for a while. How much do we have fuel and or bitumen? We got 600 tons of fuel and 1200 of bitumen. Okay. I guess we know what we're going to do. So you're going to go there. You're going to load bitumen until loaded. Then go beyond Soviet borders. And then you go back there. Gives me a bit more control on, so that it doesn't empty the entire thing. At the same time, we can prevent it from going full. We just need to keep an eye on it. Okay, so the adults living with their parents are now down to 400. Got 11,000 kids here. True, I suppose I could start sending something to the western border. It will take a long while, but that's not necessarily a bad idea. Although I'm probably not going to do that right now, but it's something that, yeah, I should probably think about later on. Actually, I wonder, how much would we get from... if we were to sell, say, mechanical components, that would be almost 12,000 per ton. Okay. Not too bad. And how much can we fit into one of the river cargo boats? 85 tons of components, so 85,000 times 12,000. That would make about 1 million. A million from a river cargo boat. Now, of course, it would take ages for it to go there, but might not be terrible. Now, to be fair, we do have only... well, there's room for 1 extra truck there, I suppose. Okay, so let's make sure that the... yeah, you are only loading electronics there, and where's the other ship? Is it this one? Yeah, okay, you're also only loading that. So how about... at some point we'll probably free up some of the crops ships over here. But not right now, and it's already... snow has melted. And this is mostly empty. There's enough to do a little bit building. Oh right, yeah, this is the... those steel pieces are there, kind of sunken into the ground. It's a bit hard to spot them. They're there. It's just a camouflage into concrete. Or pavement, rather, in this case. Hey, Moss. Yeah, it's a bit of a logistical nightmare, but we're using ships in a few places and then a lot of long roads with trucks. How's it going, man? As we've got a university over here, it's not actually even closely on full capacity, but that's fine. Not run of flashbacks. True, you're not wrong. It was a fun game, though. Right, so we got that. Oh, that reminds me. I think what we are going to do is we're going to complete this farm here with cash. So we're going to actually start farming pretty much immediately. Trading Eater Truck Simulator. Fair enough. Right, so now that we got this, we could contract the vehicles ourselves, but I think right now it's better for us to get the machines immediately. So we'll buy, I think we'll buy 4, 4, and 4. Because the distances aren't too bad here. There's a bit of an expenditure there, but hold on. You should be taking pretty much everything that you can. But you don't probably need to go that far scanning. That would be more than enough. Because you've got most of the big fields at least, and some mediums. So they should start getting us a decent bit of harvest from here. And then these crops in fall can be trucked over here, and then it will be used for livestock farming. And the livestock, of course, will then be turned into meat. And the meat will be trucked into various places. But that piece of road will take some time, but is there actually, other than these two small ones and these two small ones, everything else is already connected. At least in theory. Oh no, another fire. Oh no. Well, luckily there's the fire trucks already on the way. How's this one? They have started working on that one. Oh, and they just completed the 4th grain storage there. Basically with these 4 we can have up to 30... Hold on. 3,200 tons of crops. Corn crop. Technically, but it's currently empty, so... Kind of wasted potential there, I'd say. And we are doing the footpaths down here by the looks of it, or at least bring in the gravel for that. Have we started doing any progress on the... No, not on that yet. Nor over here, quite frankly. Yeah, pyromaniacs have been a bit of a nuisance in here. But what can you expect? There's so many flammable things, you know. There's vodka, there's tobacco. Well, technically not tobacco in game, but there's furniture. Well, technically not in game. Electronics. More vodka. Then the concrete. You know, everything's flammable. If it's not, you're just not using enough fuel. Right, so do we have fuel over here to export? Not yet. Wait a little bit. Once we have, we might actually send the fuel to be exported to... Oh, actually. We instead changed it to be beyond borders on the western side. We can delete that stop. I'm going to set up a return here. Right, so that should be taking at least a little bit money or oil to... No, not oil, fuel to the western countries. And that will start get us a little bit dollars, so we can actually buy some of the blueprints from them. Right, so we've got pretty much... Other than these 4 houses, we have pretty much everything on this side completed. Other than the footpaths, of course, which is still going to take a long while to get all the networks going, but slowly but surely. Over here they have actually started bringing in the stuff over here. Good. And I'm guessing the heating plant is working just fine, as is the coal power plant. Eventually we'll get the nuclear power plant, but we don't have the infrastructure up for that yet, so not gonna even bother. And we are gonna get harvest this year in here. In addition to the Alba Rostock over here, which is providing quite a bit of crops. But not enough, which is why we have this entire island designated to be various forms of crop usage. Actually, that reminds me, do we have the excavator available here? No, not yet. But yeah, each one of these big ones does yield quite a bit of crops, and there's 5 of them. Plus 1 medium, and there's going to be some small ones, but I'm not entirely sure if we'll get all of them completed in time for this. Maybe, maybe not. Right, actually, how are the exports doing? So we got 1.3 million and 3.1 million. Alright then. Might actually send this one out. Keep sure that the flow of cash is stable enough. Of course, we are trying to import less and less, but it's still the crops and food, or crop-based produce that is kind of the problem. We've got plenty of coal in here, so that's actually a good thing. Although we're probably using quite a bit of the power there as well. And this ship is being... oh, god damn it, another fire. No, it's a school on fire. Oh no. Okay, well, there's one fire truck coming in. No one's injured yet. Unless they died already. In which case, no one's injured yet. There we go. That's been dealt with. And apparently no one did die there. Right, so the back goes all the way there. Oh, right, that's actually something that I wanted to do. Right here. Some fire determination to learn. Or, well, more likely to not learn. Or, you know, the physics experiments can sometimes go a bit wrong. It's part of the experience. Actually, I'll connect to there. And we'll probably connect this to there. And that... ooh, that might actually be a little bit too close, but if it allows that, then it allows that. Although, if we... okay. We may have cheesed the system a little bit. There's 2 nodes. There's that one and this one. I suppose we'll go to that one. Alright then. So we've still got a lot of the construction officers here not doing anything because we haven't brought in vehicles enough for them. Bring some of the cranes. We can actually even bring one of the rollers there. It's going to take it forever for it to drive all the way there, but you know, it happens. Like getting the dumpers and the stuff like that for the road construction. Like this could probably be the road construction office here. Actually, it doesn't have anything assigned to it yet, but we'll solve that eventually. As they say, that's future hours problem. Alright, and so the clinic over here is doing just fine. Good. Does it have the vehicle? Oh. I see. Let's buy some vehicles there. Just taking the first one on the list. Doesn't matter too much. That should get a lot more patients in here. And I wonder, how is the population doing here? 5,600 already. That's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Not a massive amount of adults living with their parents. There's still some, but I'll save them for once we get this place built up enough so that we can actually move in people. Mostly been working on the footpath for some reason. I mean, I suppose we do need to get the footpath completed first before we can get... okay, can we assign this Talino workers to here? Yes, we can. I'm not entirely sure if Rommelkrat is too far away or not. It might be. But They are the fastest buses that we have available, so they might be able to get in here in time. On the other hand, I wonder, would it be possible to get a bit of a bypass road connecting somewhere around here? Or maybe even here? Let's see if that's a possibility. We get a connection through there. We need to go... Okay, that works. Bit of a curve there for the visuals. And then wait for the autosave. Come on, game. I know that there's a lot of population in this save already, but it wouldn't be that bad. Right, so let's actually get this one set up already on the opposite side. So it's going to be a rather long road, but it should shorten the distance to this way at least a little bit, especially from Rommelgrad. And actually a lot of the logistics will then, especially logistics going between the industrial area and the older parts of the Republic. Yeah, it's going to shorten the distance at least a little bit. Now, of course, it will take some work to do. But at the same time, we got the offices over here. Okay, yeah, that's a lot of trucks going for the coal, which actually, that's about empty. So is the other ship nearby? No. It's going out right now. It could be that they are emptying the other one first, and then they are emptying this one, so it's a bit uneven in that regard. So we've got the cement over here, which will be used eventually. And we're taking a lot of gravel right now, but that's fine. Does that mean that... Okay, so yeah, this is the... Oh, this is the groundworks. Okay. And this is the road one. Yes. A lot of roads that they are working on. Oh, and they do have an excavator there already, so yeah, this bit of road should be done relatively quickly. Now, there may be a problem with this train going back and forth here every now and then. Not sure how well they will behave while it's going past. Okay, I suppose it does work. Right, did we get the... We need to get the gym here. It doesn't have a massive visitor capacity, but it's better than nothing. So... we don't actually have anyone waiting outside now. Interesting. And also, pretty good. Right, so we've got a lot of workers over there that we could... Oh, right, yeah, the... covered haul trucks were needed there. Open these up. Now, to be fair, I do wish that there was a bit of a drag and drop, that you could select multiple vehicles and assign them to a place a bit easier than this, but oh well. I don't have everything, unfortunately. Right, so this one will probably empty with trucks. We could utilize that one. We could even set up a secondary distribution office somewhere along here, for example. Actually, is that within reach of power or not? Let's have a look. Yeah, it would be. We place it close enough to the stuff over there. So if we were to want... how about, can we place it on this side? How close do we need to be? Because for some reason, it works better on this side than this side. Which doesn't make much sense, to be fair. I'm not going to complain too much. Can use that side road as... Okay, but we don't have the excavator available yet. Probably a bit busy right now. Oh, right, that reminds me. We do not have the gas station here yet. Right. It is technically underway, we just don't have the asphalt. How about... sign the groundwork there? Now we should be able to get some dumpers working on that. And we are getting technical services here now. actually rather quickly. The open hull trucks from the construction office here, plus other construction offices that are working on that, are doing a pretty good job. Right, so over here the... Oh, is the crane... Oh no, it's anti crane on the other one. But the roller has not arrived here yet, as far as I can tell. Or has it? I don't think it has, but I could be wrong. I mean, it is a rather slow vehicle, so... No, actually, it does say that it's assigned to it, so it must be somewhere already working. Oh, it was refueling. Of course it was. I mean, refueling that is actually not doing too bad. Right then. Still wish that you could design your own ships, or not ships, vehicles, like from various, or essentially get blueprints for vehicles at your universities. Like, I think it should take a long while to do them, but I think it should be something that could technically be done. Like, could be even like, I don't know, 50 to 100 times per the, 50 to 100 times the work days that you need to make the vehicle. And those could be tied to stuff like certain years that allow certain stuff to be designed and such. Yeah, that would be fun and interesting. And another thing that we have already mentioned a lot of times in here is the... Oh, hello. Okay, that needs a tiny bit more work, and then we can potentially get some workers down here to actually live. Right, but the modular factories would be brilliant as well. Because that would be literally a lifesaver at certain points. For example, the fact that if you could, if you know that some sort of factory needs a large or more storage than the regular one, then you could assign it storage modules basically to the factory, and it would then build the visual of the factory from depending what the modules are in there, and then of course you could assign where to have the factory connections and such. That would be so helpful in a lot of ways. Okay, so we don't have either one of the coal ships there right now, but I suppose we're not really that low on coal, are we? We've got 900 tons of coal there. This is running actually a bit low, but there's probably plenty of trucks bringing it soon enough. Or at least I'd hope so. Okay, that's one truckload. The second one right at the crossroad now. That's good. Although I'm still not entirely sure if the capacity that we have is quite enough. It's better than... Oh, hello. Excavator is causing a bit of a traffic jam there. Right, so we got... all of the big fields are at least growing now. Oh, that hasn't been assigned yet. Oh, because there's no road connection, never mind. Hello HCK, how's it going? Oh, 39,000 population now. Excellent. Actually, that reminds me, we did send the fuel ship already out. I'm not entirely sure where it is and which way it's heading. Only thing I know is that it's gonna go for the western areas, but the question is, it's gonna be a bit of a maze to go through the island, so I have no idea where it is right now, although there's actually a way to find it. There's a way to find it. I just need to select this one. Related vehicles. It may have bugged out. Oh no, is it? It might be sailing all the way around somewhere over there. Technically, if it goes beyond that corner, Oh, that might be it. See, can we see it anywhere here? Or it might be inside the... Yeah, it could be a submarine, yeah. It could be somewhere over there. Or it's bugged out, I don't know. Oh no, it's over there. I can see it. Right at the corner, so yeah, it's just taking the outside route there. Fair enough. Supplementary. No, it's actually working technically as intended. Right, let's return to the areas that we are actually trying to focus on. Right, so we still need to get this grain storage up and running. I'm sure that we can get that eventually. Also some... Oh, they're actually working on the factory connection now. Are you bringing... You're bringing more gravel, okay. Oh, and that's missing gravel. That's going to be used over here by the looks of it, okay. So we should be getting some... Oh, there we go, dollars. We haven't had those in a long while. About 3 decades now. Probably even more than that, but yeah. Should be having about 1 million. I think. Well, I actually might not be that much. Gonna be a decent amount nonetheless. Right, do we have a lot of... Got 270 adults with the parents down here in Pravdov. But I think, like, this is fairly functional city at least. Although, actually, is this... Not everyone can reach here. Well, there's that one house that can't reach here. Everyone else can. Yeah, some might consider this treason. But considering that historically Soviet Union has fallen, we're pretty much the only one to... Oh, we did actually get 1 million. Nice. We're technically the only ones to continue on the socialist path here. Because technically this should be in Eastern Europe. Although, I'm not quite convinced. Right, so we got the road connection there. We could continue the road down this way, but I'm not entirely sure if we need to. On the other hand, did we get the... We do have the substation there, but we never got the power lines connected. Because I believe... Hold on a minute. We do have this, but it's not connected either. Ah. I see. Right, so we wanted to have the... Right. Transformer over here. I'm not talking about the robots in the sky. I think I'm going to place it down here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a... Oh, that needs to be in the storages. North Korea is still there. Technically true. And Cuba. Right, so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to have another distribution office here that will be able to transfer this either to the storages over here or directly over there. And then this one can distribute the crops from here to the livestock farms there. Now we just need to get a road down here and a road down here. Continue that. Right, do we have excavator currently available? No, we do not. So we may want to build a couple more. Especially since we can build the better ones these days. So, excavator, build 2 of those. They don't actually take a massive amount of resources. They do take a little bit, but I think we can manage. Are we missing anything here? Nope. Other than workers. And that, of course, still has no blueprints. How much does the... Let's see, if we wanted to buy, say, diesel locomotive. Ooh, some of them are rather expensive. We probably wouldn't need anything faster than 80 kilometers per hour right now, because that's the... Well, 70 kilometers per hour is the speed that our rails can actually support. So technically, the blueprint for this should work for our needs here. Okay, so at least some of these chemical plants are working. Oh, right, yeah, this one doesn't have the auto purchase yet. Let's set that one up. True, would not be need to change later, but how much would the license cost? So that would be 115, 180, 95, and 100, 120. I think those are electric trains anyway. Yeah, there's 160 on a lot of these. So we want to be using diesel. I think I'll actually buy this one. It's nice and red. So what I could do is I could get that one. Of course, there's no one working there yet. We don't have the resources there other than steel. You'd get the components rather easily, I reckon. Actually, I suppose we don't need a... Well, we do need a little bit of plastics. We don't need a massive amount of fabrics though, so we can lower that to like 5% or so. We basically need nothing in there. And then, do we need a lot of electronics? Not on this particular one, at least. So that leaves us a bit more room for plastics components and, well, both of the components. Let me actually check. How much would the cargo wagon cost? This would be for the crops. This is actually a bit bigger. Empty weight is smaller. But all of these are covered holes. That would be 54, so this is actually the biggest one. So we'll want to buy the license for that one. Oh, there's a cement. Oh, right, refrigerator, boxlar. Oh, or boxcar, not boxlar. Open car. Okay, there's quite a few things that we could utilize this for. I might set up a train to take the meat from Big Ukraine all the way to Pravdov, and then from here we can distribute it with some trucks. Right, so we may need to set up someone to bring in mechanical components there. We do have some of these trucks over here that we could utilize. And one more truck there, just in case. So are we actually picking up... We are picking up mechanical components, yes. So let's set up... new target over there. To deliver... Go for 50% more or less. Pretty much deliver anything that you can. Well, at least the components and plastics, I'd say. Fabrics we can probably buy. It's not going to be that big of an issue. Oh no, the power plant is on fire. Well, it will get sorted out soon enough, but that's going to be bad for our economy for a little while. Okay, now we got enough workers there to stop that. There we go. Oh right, yeah, I accidentally off the message there. I was like, where are you taking me, game? I don't like this. Okay, so the road, done the first bit. Oh, we actually done the first bit on this side, so the bypass road is actually almost completed. Well, I say almost completed, but they have started working on it at least. No gravel is required anymore. Right, so we got coal there waiting, good. A lot of it, or quite a bit of traffic going around here. The roundabout is working for the most part. Just when there's some excavator or roller or something like that trying to go through there, there's problems. And this one, oh, it has a decent bit of fuel there. I reckon it will be getting more soon enough. I certainly hope so. Let me show you the wall exactly. Hold on, big Ukraine gas station. It should be at 90%, so there should be probably at least one, maybe two cistern trucks heading that way. We've got 3 trucks over there, none of them are in use right now. I mean, there is technically 4 altogether, but this actually isn't in that big of a use right now. So we've got 15 million right now in rubles, which frankly isn't too bad. Oh, hey, we got this one completed. We do have the shop. It should be within walking distance from there, yep. We're about to get the House of Culture. With the crane, we might actually get it without bringing in extra workers. Oh, that reminds me. I was going to... So there seems to be a long autosave here. There we go. The new music track doesn't start when it's autosaving. We could actually get some more buses over there. We sent one there. Yeah, I did have, but then I bought some licenses to build some trains. So that took a little bit of cash. Right, so eventually we'll get down here and get this construction plate, or the production area as well, but that's not really a high priority. However, how much do we have at us limited appearance here? We got a few hundred. Have a look. Where is the highest concentration? There's quite a bit around here. So we're just going to select one of these and transfer the workers down this way. Right, so those should help construct a lot of the places here. Oh no, fire... Oh, that reminds me. Do we have a fire station here? We do. It's not completed yet, but we do. Oh no, a distribution office is on fire. Right, do we actually have some exports here available? Oh, we got 3 million on this ship. We probably send it out. We probably run out of crops again, so we need to send this ship out. Although, well, no, it's not going to be harvest time anytime soon. We do have 300 tons of crops there. Waiting, but that will still take some time. Right, so we are... Oh, yeah, we don't have the road connection all the way there. We could start getting the... Oh, now I remember. I need to get the... switch down here. High voltage switch. Right, so let's do that. We're going to have to use some cash for the... cancel that wire. And we get the switch down here. And then connect these two again. I can use some cash to do that. Actually, I'm going to build this with cash as well. And once we have that connected, I can then... Actually, suppose I could connect this road here to get a bit of a shorter distance to the bus stop there. So don't need to go all the way around there, just go around it. Well, I'm not actually sure if that's any faster or not, now that I think of it. Oh well, it doesn't really matter that much. I like to have roads. Now, let's get the high voltage wires here. One over there. Can we get... Oh, right, yeah, we need to go around the rails there. We can utilize the edge of the water there to save us a little bit in the cost. Okay, I'm a bit saddened by that, so I'm just gonna cancel that wire. Okay, that should work. There we go. I'm just gonna use the cash to build that one up as well. Give me a little bit of time and build this one. And now let's get the medium wires in here that we require. I'm gonna start with this one. Go around there, and then go around there, build that one. Utilize that one to get power on this side as well. So now we actually have power for the gas station here. Although that may actually have been power already. No, I don't think so. Okay. Oh, right, they did switch it so that the trucks can actually unload the fuel without power. I forgot. Right then, so they haven't... Oh, there's still a tiny bit of... Oh, I see. No one's actually assigned to these. Right, where's this? Oh, Salino Road is too far away. Okay. So we utilize that one. PQ crane number 2. Or office number 2. Work on those so we can actually get the farms. I don't think we'll be able to sow them this year, but next year we can. We're going to increase the productions a tiny bit. Right, are we missing something in here? I mean, we are missing a lot of steel, and boards, and concrete. We have a mixer heading this way, but that's about it. So why are they not bringing the... Hold on. Let's have a look. Did we assign the flanks to be... Oh no, I see. I see. It's assigned the same storage for all of those, which seems to have been bricks by the looks of it. There we go, that should fix some of the problems. I'm guessing the... Well, both of the open holes have left. Oh, right, they're using that road to go there. Now, has the bypass road... No, it's not quite completed yet. It needs a bit more asphalt. And then it needs the roller to do its job, but other than that, it's not too bad a situation. How much fuel do we have here? We actually got bitumen to export. That one out. Is the ship yet? No, the ship is not yet ready. And the other ship has not returned here yet. Although, do we have bitumen? We do have bitumen to export over here as well. That's going to give us a bit of extra cash. There's actually quite a bit of traffic around here with the construction offices. Now, to be fair, there is quite a few vehicles in there, so I'm not really surprised. I'm a little bit surprised, I suppose. Right, did we get the technical services up over here? Yes, we did. Okay, so let's select the snowplows over here. And sign them there. Just so that we can at least keep some of the roads down here clear. I know that the technical services down here should help at least a little bit with it, but not enough. Although, I don't want to increase the range of that too much. Because then it's going to be lower effectiveness. Keeping it clear. Right, so did we get the components and such over here that we need? Oh. Where did we get the fabrics in here? And plastics. Oh no. I see, they probably took the plastic... No, well, they may have taken the plastics from there. Although, I don't know. We got stuff that we can start working. So let's increase the worker capacity here to 50. I don't want to have too many people in here, so it doesn't starve the other industries, but that will be enough to get it started. Over here, oh crap, I just realized something. I need heating here. Now that's an issue. Okay, well, there's technically room over there for a small heating plant. Or maybe even around here, but I don't want to have too much pollution to this town itself, so I might want to... We don't necessarily have quite that much excess people. Yeah, we've got 212 people here. There's no school yet, so they are a bit petty about that. There's no sports or anything like that. Although, well, there's the House of Culture. Did we... I thought we built some sort of gym here, but maybe I did not. That's the pub, that's the fire station, school, kindergarten. No, there is a gym here. I just haven't reached that far yet. Right, so let's take heating. So, small heating plant. It most certainly would work. Question is how far... Okay, if it's down there, then that's too far away from most of these houses, so it kind of needs to be at the waterfront here. Have a look. Is there's a footpath connection on the backside, so technically we place this over here. Where could we get a road? We could technically cut through there if need be. We could also have a road on this side. And an auto shape, by the looks of it. Now, I do realize there might be a small problem with the logistics right now. Okay, so I'm gonna make a road down here, just in case. Yes, absolutely. Be perfect. Alright, so I think I will cancel that footpath here. Get a road instead going through here. Now, to be fair, we did take the roller and paver away from this particular office already. You know what? We could make that out of gravel. Therefore, we wouldn't need those. Okay, so we'll cancel the plans. Make a gravel road. There'll be a lot less work as well. There we go. Oh, well, that... Oh, right. We should probably connect to this one. And then we'll just need to have someone bring in coal over here. It's not a massive issue. We can utilize the coal storage in Stalino. Oh, lovely. Another fire. Drop into the garage. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, this is the big one. I mean, oh, no. Anyway. We've got the electronics and cement both over here. One is being filled, one is being emptied. Do we have the... It's again empty. But it hasn't arrived here yet. Oh, right, it's still bringing in the crops. Alright then. Right, so this... what are they delivering? They're delivering the electronics and then crops. I mean, that is the only ones that are currently going through there. Although as soon as we get the railroad a bit more in use, although, okay, we have done a little bit of work here. Clearly not enough. And we have started working a little bit towards the bridge here. It may take a while before it's completed. But one day, we'll have a working train system. Unfortunately, that might not be in this millennia. Oh, we're about to hit 40,000. That reminds me. Okay, so we got the school at least. And we got the kindergarten. So that means that the people over here can actually work for the most part. Sports is still a bit of an issue. We may need to get another gym, quite frankly. There would be room over there, I suppose. Oh no, the technical service in Eastern Alberostok is on fire. Okay, so let's get 60 gym. Okay, that's a bit too large for that spot there. Okay, this would fit in here. Rotate it a tiny bit. Or, well, yeah, it can fit there. Provide a bit more options. Right, do we have any liquids or enough liquids down here to export? Almost enough fuel, not enough bitumen by a long shot. Right, what are we building here? Oh right, still another snowblow and then a couple excavators. I think we need to get some dumpers in process as well. Right then. Which do we... Oh wow, that's full. Okay. Well, I suppose these are not using as much electricity in the meanwhile. The Holy Kamaz, indeed. I mean, I like the truck. It has pretty much the biggest load capacity. It has pretty good speed and all that, so might as well utilize it as much as possible. Alright, yeah, I need to connect these eventually, but right now it's not really an issue. Oh, actually, we might want to bring in another excavator here. Because there's going to be a lot of groundworks that we need to do. Yeah, no, I'm talking about the KMZ trucks. The KMZ is short for Kamaz. I think keep the Pacific safe from Mughal excursions. Yeah, I think so. I plan on allying Russia. So if he attacks me, then he's gonna have to fight two-front war, and my navy can really wreck his coastline. For those wondering what the hell we're talking about a EU4 multiplayer. But it may take a while for me to actually soften up or sweeten up the Russians to actually ally me, so there's a bit of a problem there. But especially once I get my navy up to the level that I need to get the naval hegemony. Americans will remember this. Yeah, sure. Well, we have a KMZ on Aurora 4X. Technically, it's not going to be called KMZ. Not yet, anyway. But there is basically various tugs that I'll be using as trucks. And speaking of which, the first episode should be airing in about 70 minutes. So hopefully we'll get this stream ended around then. Oh wow, we got 5,000 unemployed workers right now. Okay. But yeah, we're doing pretty good work on the... Oh right, do we have... No, we got some passengers there, but not really workers. Although we might want to set up some passenger routes. Do we have... no, we don't have the big trucks or big buses over here. No, they don't have free time. They just have time when they're waiting for the bus to take them to work, essentially. Well, technically they do have free time every now and then. But we did establish that the average workday for the adults is 20 hours in this republic. Unemployed people. No, I mean their work is waiting bus, or in some cases boat. Right, so I need to send this one to the other side. Yeah, that works as well. Right, so most of these vehicles are in use. These not so much, but oh, we are out of steel here. Okay. Is it because something is taking this? Oh, or is there some problem in the production here? Not really, although actually, is this one that is taking the steel from Alino? No. Taking directly from the steel mill and unloading. Oh, right, yeah. No, you should be unloading over there just fine. A lot of it could be going for exports, that is true. So trying to figure out which office is doing the exporting stuff. Oh, now I remember. There's a little bit over here. Some of which is going for export, and I think this one is the one that is taking the steel mill. If I place this one to be 10%, then there should be at least a little bit of steel left at the steel mill at all times, which can then be used for other stuff. I'm sure that the storages over there for other stuff has been doing alright still. But yeah, I think that might actually help in the long run to recover things. At least a little bit. Let's actually have a look. How much do we have steel on the... Okay, there's still plenty of steel there. Plenty of steel there. So we haven't actually... Oh, right. This might be the place where a lot of steel... Well, no. Some of the steel has gone here, yes, but not all of it. We are working on our first locomotive. The problem is that we still haven't set up the lights correctly. Oh, buses are going. And trucks are going over here as well. Okay. Basically, this road is now mostly used for the workers and trucks going to the steel mill area. It could probably use another bus. Although we could even increase that max amount of workers to 300. But yeah, I suppose if we were to send in a couple more buses bringing in workers, that might help. Of course, we're not going to buy the buses, we're going to build them. Get an excavator soon enough. Right, so how's the population here? It's still doing alright. Trying to get closer and closer to the heating plants. After which we need to set up some trucks to bring in the coal here. Now smells of soup, and it's glorious. I can imagine. Although it probably depends on the soup. Cabbage? No, it's rye bread and vodka. And that's it. Sometimes there's a bit of meat. We don't know what the meat is. Well, it's still there. Actually, is there... Could connect this on the other side there. Okay, so yeah, the fractions here is going fairly well. Well, in 1960, the legend says that there was a bit of well, it was a very cold winter, and there may have been some deaths. But of course, the official history guarantees us that they were the first inhabitants for this republic were only brought in on 1961. True, I didn't know about salt. Yeah, it does save effort. There may have been about 100% death ratio of the 0 people, of course, that we had here during that winter. Something heating, something forgotten. You know, the usual. It was actually no, I don't think it was the first try, but the second try that I tried with seasons. So I wasn't quite yet up to the scrap, and the first try I barely even reached winter, so I didn't quite realize everything yet. But it's a trial and error, and I think that's what's fun in this game. Right, so over here we still haven't gotten any of the food or such being brought in here. Have we started getting the harvest yet? No. Actually, we are. At least on some of the smaller ones. Yeah, it really is fun. Tutorials? No. I think when I started playing this game, there were no tutorials. I think. Or if they are, where, then I never played them. Like, I believe... I hear the tutorials go well with vegetables. And white wine. But yeah, hold on a minute. Right, we need to get that road connected. Play the little... Hit a rock so big you need to check manual if not the tutorials of the game. Yeah, I mean, I remember when I started gaming, manuals were the thing, not tutorials. Heck, I even remember some of the manuals for Paradox games. Those were quite hard to read. I did read them, sometimes. Right, over here we should start getting the... Oh yeah, we've gotten some of the crops already. Good. Now, to be fair, we don't have the logistics quite up yet, so what I'm going to do is... I'm going to start... Oh, right, we need to get that one built. Are we missing anything here? 100,000, we can use that. There we go, so that should work now. So we'll go over there, load up the crops, and you will unload there. Have a nice... I've never been to a nice manual, especially a full D&D 3.5 player handbook. Fair enough. Right, so we actually want to load there. For the time being, we'll be using this distribution office. Eventually, we'll switch to the other one so that we can have this one only load stuff from there, and the other one is unloading over there. But yeah, no, I started playing this like last year, I think during summer, something like July or August. I'm pretty sure that the tutorials were not a thing yet back then. But that's the thing, like, pretty much from the start I played on the lowest amount of money at the start. Oh, hold on a minute. Yeah, we're working on the harbor here, and we are... Okay, there's about a few workers here. Like, every bus is just pouring in here with workers. Game is this, can't think anymore. Yeah, exactly. Okay, 41,000 population, that's not too bad. Right, so how are we... That's working as intended. Good. That's of course full. Are there... There's some chemicals that can be gotten from here. Can't wait tutorials in some cases nowadays. There, many of the player have never touched a computer before. Sometimes they do, but the thing is, like, I suppose back in the day we may have been something like that. Well, we had to learn the hard way, and yeah. But now we have the years and years of experience compared to the people that are beginning gaming now. Ooh, getting a nice bit of money there. Excellent. Right, so we've got... Ooh, excavator, excellent. I'll send one over there. Yeah, unskippable tutorials are annoying. Press W to move. Yep. Way too familiar. Like, I get that it needs to go through the basics for someone that hasn't played a game like that before, but it would be nice to just skip those, get into the meat of the game. We're about to get to the fire station here. Yeah, true. Like, we do have a bit of a advantage in our experience. Right, so we should be getting some of the houses down here soon enough. Which allows us to move a bit more. We're back to 20 million now. Excellent. Oh, we actually do have some houses here. Do we have population that we can move in? Oh, yes, we do. We most definitely do. So we've got another 400 here somewhere. Let's just take that house again. Welcome to your new home. It's just across the bay there, so it's not too bad. Right, do we have... we did want to get another excavator, then we're getting some dumpers, some buses. The buses, I think I need to get at least one from Rumelcraft to the Stalino. And then maybe something to bring in workers down here again. To keep these working a bit faster. Let's actually have a look. Production. This year, overall, chemicals, 250 tons. Last year we produced total of 290, and it's only August, so we are going to produce a lot more than... Yeah, we don't ask them opinions, we just tell them our opinions. Like, it would be great if you could move to the other town, like, tomorrow. Okay? I don't remember what the accent on the... was it the Office Space movie? The boss with the cup of coffee. True, you have the opinion to stay silent. Or right, just remain silent, I suppose. Or rather, the workers do. We, on the other hand, enjoy a lot more liberty. Right, I suppose we probably have a lot of housing over here still free, so how about... Oh wow, we got over 6,000 people at Big Ukraine now. So how full is Romelcrat? There's 400 people without apartments, so let's take another one of these houses here and empty it down this way. There we go. That should make up a little bit more room, and then now there's 6,700. Excellent. Oh, we're about to reach 42,000. That's pretty decent population. I don't think I've actually had this high population before. Like in the previous game that we had last year, or save that we had last year, we reached like maybe 20,000. On the other hand, we didn't have the mods, so we couldn't build quite as tightly as we can now. Right, so these should be done soon enough. Right, we should probably figure out where we'll place down the railway here. Probably want to have a station somewhere over here, then we're going to get another station over there somewhere. That reminds me, do we have a excavator available here? Yes, we do. Okay, let's get the station over here then. Oh, it's too far away for the excavator. Damn it. You know what? I guess it's time to use some money then. To flat into terrain. Then let's get the railway. So, okay, so that would be 150 on those upgraded ones. I suppose we'll go closer to the edge of the water here still. So that it's a bit less in the way. What I do like in this is that the fact when you're placing down railways, it automatically tries to line them up next to each other, so you can have the double rails rather easily. Right, so we may need to set up another diamond here for the railway. We'll place that one. Like, there are certainly problems with this, a lot of the building systems in this. But they have certainly improved a lot. Like, one of my long-time annoyances was that you couldn't make roundabouts. Now you can technically make them, you just need to make them a bit elongated, but it works. Kind of. They don't use the lanes quite as they should, but still better than nothing. Okay, so we've got plenty of workers over there. And of course, when you're building on a hillside, for example, well, there's actually a bit more recent. You need to do a bit of a squiggly lines over there. For example, the OG road over here, this was a bit of a pain in the butt to make back in the day when we made this. I took legit probably 15 minutes to get this road connected down there. Just to designate where the road should be going. Oh, there's another fire. Oh, right, the livestock farm is, or was on fire. Not anymore. That reminds me, we probably need to bring in more crops. I'm gonna send that one out. And do we have... Oh, we got 3.6 million in this ship. I think I'll send it out. Space them out a little bit. Now, do we have... No, we don't have enough to export. Actually, the fuel production over here has been rather bad. It could be that there's just so many more vehicles moving about here that they're eating all the fuel. Over here, oh right, we can't see it through there directly. We've got 300 tons of bitumen, and okay, we've got enough to export the fuel. So what we're going to do is we're going to send this ship to get some more dollars for us. Right, so we've got that. I suppose there would be potential room over here to get more of these chemical plants in here if need be. Although I'm not entirely sure about that. Now we did get some more population in here. No place of spirituality, but we don't care about that. We're communists. That's being worked on. So actually we've got most of the houses, well, half of the houses over here completed, or at least partially built. Oh, have we started working on this? Kind of. Waiting for gravel and asphalt there, but yeah, technically we are. I'm guessing you have all the... Yeah, you do have all the stuff that you need. Oh, there's a source without steel, which is a bit of an issue. Well, any dock has to be built. I don't actually remember what a dock is. I know that I've heard that name. As I don't remember out of the top of my head right now. Well, that... Yeah, the Dutch name doesn't necessarily help me. Log cabin. Oh, right. Technically, there are some kind of log cabins that you can make, but you need to have a... either making a... or you can't build them yourself, unless you have a mod that enables them. But there are some, like, wooden houses that are... I think some of them are made out of logs. But those are usually present in when you have a pre-populated map. Which you can have. But you don't necessarily have them, so... I'm gonna go yes and no. Of course, there's so many things in the workshop for this game. Yeah, no, I get you now. Right, so we actually need to connect this one down there. I'm gonna build that instantly so people can actually get into work here a bit easier. So now most of the people are gonna be within reach of this. They're still waiting for the resources, which is kind of the problem here. There's probably not a lot of trucks bringing in the stuff. I mean, there should be at least something. There's a dumper heading here with some gravel. And we're still gonna need the asphalt. Right, so how much have we been exporting this year? Oh, no, that's the wrong button. 27 million. It's only end of August, so we still got a couple months, so we might actually get our record sales this year. I know it doesn't sound very communist of me to talk about profits, but... well, we need to run our economy one way or another. We don't quite yet produce enough of everything in our republic to have achieved complete autarky. We do produce everything in small numbers. Right, actually, how are we doing in terms of the chemical production over here now? So we got 24 tons of chemicals there. Do we have a lot over here waiting? Not really. Apparently we got a truck over there that is currently loading it. Looking at the numbers going up and down there. At least I think there... oh yeah, there is a truck there. Slowly filling up. But how's this one... oh, we actually got some chemicals here, so we are making plastics. Excellent. We actually got a little bit extra plastics here now. But no longer importing as much. That's a good thing to check. This year... no, goddammit. Work with me, mouse. Work with me. Right, so... we used about 14 million for imports this year. Last year we used 14 million total, so it's actually a bit less... oh, a bit worse than last year. But I suppose we have been constructing a lot of things this year, so... that would probably account for most of that. Okay, so they got all the resources for that house and that house. Oh, I just realized something. We also are missing a clinic here. Damn, how have I missed so many things? Okay, well, let's, hospital... big clinic, can we fit one here? No, not quite. I'm gonna place it too far away, though, so... what about the smaller one? Not quite. Doesn't take a lot of extra room, but doesn't look like we can quite fit it in here. Also, that I'm not sure if this is going to be within reach of power. Because there's one line over there and another one over there. Well, it might be within reach of that one. I don't know. Right, so where can we fit in a small clinic is the question. Can we place it on the hillside here? Yeah, but the footpath connections are on the opposite side, so it doesn't necessarily help a lot. Over here, it might work. Let's try this. Got an excavator ready here, so we can at least do a little bit. Ooh, but I don't like the fact that we're so close to the up there. Mostly the fact that the road might not be working correctly, but we can place it there. Can we... Oh, that was surprisingly painless. Right, and then we can get the footpath connection down there. Maybe? But this is what I meant with sometimes it's a bit finicky on how to get the road, and that doesn't seem to be working quite how I needed to. Plus I could... oh, right. Maybe raise the terrain a little bit there, so that actually flattens it quite a bit. And now back to the footpath. We cannot turn that way. That should work. Actually get a connection on this side as well. Use a little bit of cash to get that done. So most people should be within reach of this. Good. They can actually walk there if they don't have particularly dangerous disease or anything like that. Right, so we got another 1,400 adults living with their parents, and the fact that our population has grown by 7,000 today is bound to have some problems for our logistics. Mostly the food logistics and such. Right, so what are we making? We're making dumpers right now. We're gonna get some buses. Actually, after that, I think I want to get some more covered haul trucks. Right, so I'm gonna send this one to Big Ukraine. The reason why this place is called the Big Ukraine is because we have Mini Ukraine over here, which is providing grain, and this was actually named by Sergei. So we decided to go with that name. Right, so do we've got 3 million on that ship, and another 600,000 over there, so I'm going to send this 3 million ship out. It will of course leave automatically if it fits all Rita's grain. No, I suppose you could call it that, yeah. Let's see, so we've got a lot of alcohol and food over here, as is good. We've got quite a bit of clothing as well. Do we have a lot of clothing at the warehouse here? Oh, yeah, we got 126 tons of clothing. Okay. That's a bit more than I expected. Not gonna lie. Okay, so it's probably because this doesn't have the capacity that it needs. Right. Okay, so I have a plan. We have some of these... not this, but I could probably set up one of these, or probably needs to be this distribution office actually. That can, well, we need to get some vehicles for it, but we could set up that to bring in clothing to the Big Ukraine area, as well as some other things that are being produced elsewhere. Actually, we could, I'm pretty sure that we're still exporting a lot of alcohol, so we could start bringing the alcohol down here as well. That reminds me, we do have a pub here. We might want to set up another warehouse somewhere where we are storing the stuff temporarily. There would certainly be room down here, or down here. And then we would have another distribution office that is distributing the stuff from that warehouse to the shops and such. That's not a terrible idea, actually. Even if I do say so myself. Right, so the fuel ship that is going to the Western Powers is still probably going to go around the edge of the map. So it will take a while for it to reach there. Honestly, it is actually the smarter way to go around. Because the islands don't reach forever. And it's a bit of a maze to go. Okay, yeah, so it's definitely the shortest route right now. So how are we doing to some crops here? We got a decent bit there. How much have we got actually here? Ooh, 193 tons each. So that's almost 800 tons. And still growing. And we have emptied that one. And that's actually the easiest way to check that is probably resources crops. So over there, that's filling up. Okay, so we actually gathered most of the crops here. Just holding up the tracks. Well, we only have one train building the tracks right now. So that's kind of why they are being produced so slowly, and that is all the way down here. And you need to go all the way back there to pick up more resources, so that's basically what's holding it down. We do have another office here, but having another train over here was causing some troubles for the logistics, or it was causing some traffic jams. So we're going with just one right now. But technically we do have the rail connections all the way to the cargo train station here. Technically even that one. Then we do have the train going all the way out here to the fueling station, which actually is currently full of fuel. And then not quite to the platform there. And then of course over here we reach all the way, actually, oh wow, we've gotten a lot further than I thought we would have. We've gotten on top of that hill. And then of course we reach all the way down there. There's still a diamond over there that we need to complete at some point, and then we have a connection to the refueling station here. We need to continue this to reach the platform there and the cargo station here. Basically this is here to bring in steel with a train instead of trucks, but we have not started doing that yet. How's the train on the other hand? It's not yet completed, but we're doing pretty good progress there. I'm gonna get some covered hole parts over there, which will allow us to then move props and potentially some other things with relative ease. Right, so we are getting we're getting the passenger ship. Then we're gonna get the big ship, which is gonna take a long while to make. Probably gonna take a couple of years, in all honesty, but eventually. Right, we need to send these two snowplows over to big Ukraine, because it's about to get winter time. Well, not quite yet, but soon. Winter is coming, as they say. Right, so basically all of this is ready and waiting. We got a lot of crops here waiting as well. So we could potentially set up... Well, how much? Oh wow, we got 200 workers waiting there. And do we have a bus here? Yeah, we do. Okay, so what we are going to do... Take workers from there and start unloading them here. Start, and then you will start unloading crops into these. Go for 90%. That should be alright. I mean, the pathing on the tracks, once you have all the lights and such set up correctly, then it's not too bad. Like, then it works fairly well, but sometimes it's a bit hard to get all the lights where you need them to be. And then, of course, there needs to be a way to... Because some of these trains will need to go both ways on the track, and sometimes not. So it's basically when you are building the tracks, there's usually a lot of problems. But once you get all the things set up correctly, then there's not massive problems. There can still be problems, of course. Oh no. Diesel train station over there. Okay, so the fire station from there should be sending help. Yeah, there's 2 trucks already on their way. Now, to be fair, we haven't set up... Actually, I'm not sure if we've set up this to the logistics. to be filled with fuel. Maybe, maybe not. Nope, we have not. Okay, so we can do that easily with this office here. They should be bringing in some stuff there. It's going to be filled to 50%. But that reminds me. Where are you taking your fuel? Oh, I see. So this is what causing the fuel shortage. They're not taking the fuel from here where they should be. Because this was set up a long time ago. Right, so we don't actually need to bring from Sequoia anymore. Okay, well that should fix a few things. The signaling is not automatic, but you do need to set them down. So basically, let's actually have a look. Over here, we've got two signals over there. They are still two-sided signals for the time being, but we can set up signals there. You can, if you want, you can set them one way, which we will actually set up at some point, or you can set up chain signals, which are actually going to be rather useful as well. So hold on. Technically, where's the previous diamond? All the way down here. Yeah, okay. So we could technically set up these to be one way, so that would be that direction, that's that direction. Because we can set up the stuff to go the direction that we want it to go soon enough. Or at least we can reach to the diamond down here without a problem. And we can have them switch sides over here if need be. We'll put a chain signal, actually. Only that side needs to be chain signal, the other one can be regular one. Right, and then I can set up... I'll just put regular signals over here for the time being, so that's going to separate some of the stuff here, but it's just a massive chunk of rail that is considered just one area, and there's going to be only one train per area. Oh, and we got the money from selling the fuel. Selling. Technically there's sailing involved, but that's not quite what I meant. Are we... Oh, there's a lot of crops waiting here, so Albert Rostock is having a bit of problem with the logistics. Signaling nightmares. Yeah, it's a bit like in Factorio. Actually, I think the logic in the signals is pretty much the same as in Factorio. Well, I think I'm actually going to upgrade this road now. It may cause some short-time issues with the logistics, but we'll fix that eventually. Railway and parcel transport for you. Oh yeah, well it's probably much easier in those than in this one. Right, so actually, let's have a look. If we want to set up the signal... Oh, nope, that's not the signal. That's the rail. If we want to set up the signals over here, so... This area is the mess. Basically, after this area, it gets a lot easier again. What I might do... Set up signals over there to separate that area from this. And over here, probably most of these need to be chain signals anyway. Probably set up signals over here at least. So now that's separated from there. And then I wanted to have signals down here. Now I'm just setting down the signals first to figure out what needs to be where. Right, so technically, could I put in signals in between here? Technically. Let's say we put those there, we can probably have a signal down here to separate that a little bit more. Actually has a tad more liberties than a lot of railroad sims, in a good way. Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of things that I especially like in this game that you have such a massive control over things. Like, I really enjoy it. We're gonna have connections there. We could probably... Oh, right, that's gonna be connected to still one massive area. Yeah, there's quite a bit of crossings in here. It was a bit more complicated in this area before, but I realized that I won't be able to get the signals in there if it's as complicated as it used to be. Right, I suppose I could get signals down here and there. I can potentially get signals... Oh, can't place semaphore there, okay. Oh, is it because the... Oh, hold on a minute. Is it because the rail is so close, or is there something else that I'm missing? It might be because the rails are right next to each other. Okay, well, if we can't have that there, then that's basically pointless. Right, so technically, if we switch most of these to... Oh, actually. Yeah, if we switch most of these chain signals, we can even have these one-way signals. So they can check if there's openings there or not. These two I'm going to put into two-way chain signals for the time being. And over here, probably two-way chain signals. And over this one doesn't need to be chain signal, I don't think, because there's... Well, no, actually, it does. Because we need to make sure that there's not enough... Or not trains in the center in here. These two need to be two-directional. Well, actually... Yeah, they kind of do need to be two-directional. These Skylines... Yeah, I don't think City Skylines allows quite this complicated things. It does allow some stuff, to be fair, but... Yeah, this is... I would not want to learn how to drive through this section in here. It would be a nightmare. Right, so those are going to be two ways. That's going to be one directional on each side. We'll set up these to be... Hold on. Those could be one direction. Because we can switch... Yeah, we can switch the rails over there, so... That's going to be that way. And that's currently still two-way signal, but it doesn't have to be. But now that we've got this advanced, well, this much of the rails in here, I could technically buy the second construction train and start using it. It might have to wait for a while at some of the places, but I think it works. Right, so these probably need to be chain signals as well. Now the question is... Yeah, that's going to be one-way signal. I could technically even have these be one... No, actually, I cannot. Well, no. No. They can switch over there, they can switch over there. They can switch over here if need be. Oh no, but... Well... Yeah, they can go down there. Okay, so that... does work. Make that into regular one then. I have that one way. Although if... Well no, that kind of defeats the purpose of the diamond here, so we'll just keep that open. But that will be then going down. Okay, so let's try this. We're gonna have to get a bus to get the workers down here again from Romograd, but that's not a massive issue. And of course buying one of these cranes does cost $1 million. But, oh right, we actually got the bus here. Ready to go. Now it is still possible that there are going to be some problems. And you have not been... No, you have been assigned to some people, or some things. No, it has distribution officers, but not rail construction. I'm going to increase this range of that. I'm going to see if it wants anything on its own. It might not. Okay, yep. Assigned quite a few constructions. So have a look. Will they work through this area? I mean, I might need to set up some more signals down here eventually. But now that is going down south. Oh, technically it's east. And is the other one leaving now? Yes, it is. Let's have a look. Where are you heading? Right, so we managed to get 2 million today in dollars already. I think next year we're going to get a bit more. But if this is not going to the same area as the other one, I don't think we have a problem. And if it is, it should technically be waiting well outside. Or basically before the intersection area. In theory, if this works correctly. I'm not entirely sure if it does, but I suppose we'll find out soon enough. Taking to the right there, are you going... Oh no. Actually no, this works. Now you'll be... Oh no, this actually doesn't work. This most certainly doesn't work. But we can fix this. We can fix this. We'll place signals down here. And then maybe around... Can't fit them over there, unfortunately. We could fit them at the edge of the bridge, though. And then maybe around... here? Because both of those have been completed. So now that can go there. Okay, there we go. That works. Huzzah! We fixed it. Now, it doesn't have workers yet, or barely has any workers, so that's kind of slowing it down. Actually, no, it doesn't have anyone working there right now, but the bus should be getting there soon enough. Right, how's the city coming along here, or rather the town? Did we get the... We are getting the clinic, but there may be some problems with health here, until we get that completed. I hope we can manage until then. But yeah, now with the 2 trains working on the rails, this should allow us to do some of the construction here. Oh yeah, that's going a lot faster. They might continue through... No. Yeah, you're just heading back, or... Oh yeah, you're heading back because you completed what you were doing. And there are light... Okay, yeah, that... Wait a minute, is there... Yeah, there's a diamond over there. But we won't be able to fit in the lights down here, which is a problem. Too close to the station. And this station is basically here just to load up some gravel if need be. Oh no, a fire. Oh, one of the pumping stations. Actually, I will build a road through there to cut down the distance for the fire trucks if they need to go through here. Because this area seems to be rather prone to get, well, immolate. Right, so we are building the heating plant. Ooh, actually, I'm just going to fund that. It's 250,000. Not too bad. Nothing that I'm going to do. I'm probably going to buy the coal automatically. I don't think this is going to be using all that massive amount of coal anyway. Just need to get some people working in there. Right, so they did save the pumping station. We're only at 20 million. How much have we made this year? 30 million in exports. Plus another 2 million in dollars, of course. It's a bit of a loss still, because we did spend 14 million for various blueprints. One problem that I can see from here is that the pollution from the heating plant is going to be rather massive. Most likely. So yeah, they're not going to get health benefits. Right, how are we doing over here? We got the crane ship over here with another 700 tons of crops there. And I'm guessing over here we still have... Okay, that's mostly empty. They managed to empty... Oh, no, that's not quite yet empty, but it's only 30 tons of crops there, so if we lose a tiny bit of that, it's not a massive issue. It's an issue, but I think we can manage. Actually, here's a thing that we could do. We start gathering from these bigger fields over here directly. They mostly will be exported anyway. Some of them will be brought in here, but not too much. That reminds me, we got the clothing over there, but we never got the distribution office set up correctly. Right, so we're getting some of the buses. I believe I wanted to set up one of these for Rommelgrad Stalino. Send you down to Big Ukraine. Another fire. God damn it. Oh, it's one of the houses over here. Okay, that's not good. Fire's progressing rather quickly. Luckily the fire trucks are on their way, but... And the clinic is just next door. At least the injured will be gotten or whisked away quickly enough. There we go. I think no one died. No one died. Excellent. Right, so those roads will be done soon enough. Then we'll get the distribution office here, and we can start bringing. Oh, right. We have started working over here. We got plenty of livestock. Do we have? Oh, we got 75 tons of meat. Okay. Right. Where's the refrigerator truck? There you are. I'll send you down here first. I'm gonna have to give you some other jobs, but hey, we got a lot of livestock. 100 tons here. We can get a lot of meat from there, which we can then unload over there, and maybe some other places like Rommelgrad and stuff like that. I actually wonder, could I get another distribution office here? Yes, there would be space there. This can be set up for the meat, for example. Start delivering to various places. Basically anything east of Rommelgrad will be gaining their meat from here. Eventually. It may take some time, actually. We might want to put in some bit more refrigerator trucks to be built. First couple more covered holes and then maybe 3 of those. We have quite a few vehicles here still waiting. Got some. Oh, hold on. Did we get the fire station completed here? Yes, we did. But we need to get some vehicles in here. And once we get this fire station up and running, then the fires over here, or in this corner of the island, should be a bit less dangerous. You there? There we go. We should have 3 fire trucks here soon enough. And the population over here is rather small still, although we have brought in some people at least here. So it's not too bad, I suppose. Now, have we made any progress on the trains, or have they gotten stuck somewhere? Doesn't look like they're stuck, at least over here, but they might be stuck on the other end. Now that I think of it. Oh, that's moving, and that's moving. Actually following each other. With good enough spacing, then they can move on with steady speed, for the most part. Oh wow, 43,000 population now. Excellent. I think... Right, yeah, that's taking... Oh, yes, I remember now. That's the bypass road there. Right, so where are you heading? Taking that one. You're going this way. They're gonna go through there, possibly. Yeah, you are going through there, so you're going over there. Where's the other one going? Oh, it's waiting over here. Okay. Ah, fair enough. Oh yeah, because this... Oh, it's not technically in the same area, but at least it's waiting over there instead of causing trouble closer, so it works as intended for the time being. Hold on, so where did it go down? Or did it start leaving? Oh, that's now going there, so the other one... I have no idea where it disappeared. Did it go all the way through here? No, it can't be. Or did it... Oh, if it completed, it may have teleported back. It is heading back. Okay, so yeah, it teleported back by the looks of it, and now it's going out again. Fair enough. Well, that's one way to solve the logistical issues. Or the traffic issues, rather. Right, do we have a lot of stuff to export? Because we're currently at 19 million in cash. Oh, one of the ships is already out, and there's 4 million this ship. Holy crap. Okay, yeah. That's pretty good results there. 53 tons of mechanical components and 38 tons of electronics. Plus 250 tons of steel, 200 tons of food, and 150 tons of vodka. That's not too bad cargo. Not too bad at all. Although it should be fairly full by now. So there's a little bit of clothing as well. Oh yeah, just got the export from the other ship. I'm still unloading some crops. Actually, I wonder, do we have crops waiting over here? Oh, 730 tons. Okay. And that one has no crops whatsoever. That one's 360. Right, so... Oh, I could hear the train over here. Oh, it's starting to take the alternative road or route over here for the cargo train station. Which is partially here so that we can unload stuff to... There's going to be another harbour area here, which will then provide meat and food and stuff like that to any of the northern islands. Because it's a good thing that we at least started on that. They didn't do much work by the looks of it, but they did something. Right, so the other train is not waiting there, so it might be on this side. Question is whereabouts? Not over there. Not over here either, so it may have been returning from some elsewhere. Oh well. But I'm pretty happy that we got... Oh right, oh! Hold on a minute. We got the train ready. Aha! Now, to be fair, if we want to utilize that, we may need to send it to the depot first. Which is entirely possible. Like, we can reach there. Also, is this... No, that's not set up to the logistics, so how about you take on the refueling of that place? Now, we're gonna go with 60% fuel, is probably fine. So we've got 1,600 adults living with their parents, so that's means that we could actually expand the population over here quite a bit. For example, we've got 8,000. Oh wow, that's probably... Oh, is that the biggest one? Let's have a look. I think it's not the biggest one because Browder probably has like 12... Oh, 14,000. Okay, yeah. And then Zagrat has another 12,000. So it's probably the third largest city right now, which is still pretty decent. I mean, it only has half of its population capacity anyway. It will be bigger. And how much does Romograd have? 8. Okay, so it's about the same size as Romograd right now in population. You know, which Romograd could probably use a bit of pruning again. So how about we send some of them to down here instead? Problem is that the people in Romograd are just breathing like rabbits, so... There's always extra. On the other hand, it's not a bad thing. It's something that I've noticed. Let's have a look at this year's economy a little bit. 37 million, still growing in exports. That's not bad. Might hit 40 million this year. If we're not hitting that, we're getting really close. Last year we got the 32 million. Before that we had almost 35. Oh, we went over 40 million. Now, to be fair, we have imported quite a bit of things. Manpower costs are quite significant on all that, but it's still profit. And to be fair, if we want to get some of the bigger ship licenses, for example the Pride tanker, 58 million, and still growing. It's probably going to be hitting something like 65 when we buy it. Oh, right, and we're about to get the meteor. Actually wonder, oh, you can only fit 3 ships in here, so is the other one also medium, or is that a small one? That's a small one. Interesting, there's only room for 3. Maybe these can fit bigger vehicles of ships. It's a possibility. Now, do we have a lot of... got some fuel in here. We got some bitumen, not enough to export, but not far off either. Right, so these are not doing much. That is waiting... Oh, it's doing the groundworks there. Did we... There's no crops there. We did connect to that one. Oh no, actually the road is not completed yet. Is anyone working on that? Yes. Ships now feel like finding auto call CD. I'm a bit disappointed it won't run on Windows 10. Yeah, that's kind of a problem with a lot of good old games. Not talking about the site right now, but... Although I wonder, would it be on GOG? Okay, so we got some of the housing here, but no one's living in there, which is fine. I'm gonna have to set up some new shops. One mind. Well, let me know. I don't think I've actually heard about that game before, but if it has ships, then maybe it might be interesting. Right, so how we still haven't done some of these train lines there. Reminds me, did we... Or is this other office working on a lot of things right now? It still has few things that it's working on. And then this one is working on... Oh, we have no gravel here. Shouldn't you be providing the gravel? I think so. That is at least set up as a target, so that would be the Prakova Construction Office 2, Rail Construction. Right, so technically you should be unloading them, just to increase the limits there a little bit. And you do have gravel trucks available. Oh, aggregate dumpers, that's the word. Oh no, pumping harbor is on fire. Well, luckily the fire station should be right over there. Oh, the bloody fire trucks decided to go the long way around because that had been cleared of snow. Well, that's been saved, and we do actually have some bitumen there that we could go and export. And I'll be starting to... Okay, we got 110 tons of fuel now, so that is slowly accumulating as well. This version is on Steam and it supports remote play together. Ooh. I'll have to take a look at that. I promise nothing, but I will take a look at it. Right, so how much? We kind of stop at the 40 million by the looks of it this year. It's a good mark to stop at. Okay, so we got a few days to go, and technically within 5 minutes, the first episode of the new Aurora Forex series should be going live. We'll see if we can finish the year before that. This means that we don't need to, or we must not pause the game anymore. I think we might be able to reach it. Well, yeah, we are. A couple more days and still at least 4 minutes. Right, so we actually got some crops over there waiting. Not that it's a terrible thing, to be fair. Look, is there... No. I'm figuring, is there a possibility to lower the max amount of crops that they'll be storing in here, but not really. Oh well. So have we have gone past that now. Although I think we did that before already. And we started working on the bridge here. Oh! Actually the bridge is halfway done. Oh, that's great. I'm not even meaning that in a sarcastic way. There's no other train over there. Hold on, so did we ever get the diamonds over here on this side? Other than the one over there? Not really. Probably set up some over here, just in case. Oh, right, so we got the train, and we got one of the carts. I'm gonna get another box cart soon enough. Right, and it's 1st of January, so I will be in the stream here. I should be back tomorrow with some Dwarf Fortress, and on Sunday I'll be playing something. It is still Strategy Sundays, but I'm not going to be playing Crusader Kings 3 anymore. Or for the time being anyway. I haven't quite decided yet what it's going to be. But we'll figure out, and then on Monday and Wednesday next week we'll continue with this. And hopefully we'll get our trains going around soon enough. Right, so anyway, thank you all for watching, and until next time, bye bye.